in the perfect diets. The perfect diet has 4 factors. It maximizes muscle growth, it minimizes fat loss, it improves your health, and it feels sustainable. If you find a diet that has all 4, you will become a millionaire. Let's break that down. Maximizing muscle growth comes from a diet in the macronutrients that are high in protein, high in complex carbs, not bullshit carbs, not pussy carbs. We're not going to eat sugar, not simple carbs. High in complex carbs and moderate fats. So we need protein around the clock to maximize muscle protein synthesis. And you can imagine this is like the process of turning protein into muscle. Like very, very stupidly simplified. And this is how it works. Once we eat protein, this ability to make muscle is elevated, but it's like a wave and it starts going down after we've ate protein. And if we eat more protein, it goes up. What we'd like to do is keep this elevated through the entire day. Next, we want complex carbs around our workouts. This will increase glycogen, and that pretty much makes you stronger and just perform better in the gym, which will mean more muscle gain. Finally, we want moderate fats. We're not going to do the full keto bullshit. We just want moderate fats, which will just make sure that all of our hormones like testosterone are regulated and in a nice healthy level. We'll break this down in more detail soon. The second part of the perfect diet comes from minimizing fat gain, and this comes from fasting. There is no better way to structure your diet than fasting. Fasting means to not eat certain things. Most people think that it's calories. Most people think that you fast from calories. That's bullshit. We fast from carbs, maybe fat, but not calories, especially not protein. So the issue that most people have, most bodybuilders, if you're into building muscle, if you've been lifting weights for a while, the issue that you may have had with fasting, with intermittent fasting, is that you don't get protein in. These guys are telling you, okay, wake up, don't eat protein, don't eat any calories for a couple more hours till 2 p.m. But then you miss the muscle protein synthesis window that we talked about before. So we're going to couple a few things, and we're going to do what I call protein intermittent fasting. We're going to do intermittent fasting where we wake up and we just don't eat for a couple of hours, so we have like just an 8-hour window for our calories. But we're also going to have scoops of whey protein or any kind of protein powder throughout our fasting window so that our protein synthesis gets elevated and we also get the most of the benefits from fasting. So this is exactly what you do. You wake up and you immediately go and have a scoop of protein. Like so many people say that this would break the fast. I don't think so. We are not fasting from calories, we're fasting from carbs. When you just have a single scoop of protein powder, you get literally like 1 gram of carb in there, and if you mix it with water as well. So we're going to wake up and have a scoop of whey protein, and then 2 to 3 hours we're just going to do some work, stay focused. 2 to 3 hours later we're going to go and have another scoop. Do some more work, 2 to 3 hours later, have another scoop. Then we're probably going to start our eating window after about 6 hours of waking up, and we've had like 2 to 3 scoops of protein during this time. Now we're going to be close to our workout time. So our pre-workout meal, the meal that we eat an hour or 2 before we go to workout, will be high in complex carbs, moderate in protein. It doesn't need to be high in protein because we've just had a bunch of protein scoops, and it's going to be about moderate in fats too. And then post-workout, so the meal that we eat half an hour to 1 hour to 2 hours after our workout is going to be pretty much the same. We're going to go into more detail of exactly what you should eat, but this is the structure of the perfect diet. We're going to wake up, do intermittent fasting, but also get scoops of whey protein during the fasting window. When we break our fast, we're going to make sure that we get complex carbs before and after our workout. So that's 2 things checked off the perfect diet already, and we have 2 more. We've got to make sure this perfect diet optimizes our health and it also feels sustainable. To optimize our health in terms of diet gets very confusing, and no one really knows exactly what health really means. When you really think about it, health in terms of diet, what are you thinking? Because most people will still think it's fat loss, but we've covered the fat section. So health is actually about your gut microbiome. It's like the second brain of our body. The foods that optimize and keep our gut healthy, we can say are healthy foods. I'm gonna have a big list of healthy ingredients, but in general, it's kind of like the unsexy answer is that it's a lot of vegetables and fruits and like natural, unprocessed, non-garbage food. You don't see McDonald's in there. You don't see V-Shred. Pizza, shut up, bro. It's literally just like the one base ingredients. That's the phrase I've always said is generally, if you eat the base ingredient, you will stay healthy. The base ingredient is what you're looking for. So instead of looking for like chips, and if you go into the frozen section in some like dumbass supermarket, they're selling chips and it's got like a bunch of different ingredients. It's been processed already. The main ingredient that you wanted was potatoes. Now, if you look for the ingredient list on potatoes, there isn't one. They literally don't have an ingredient list there. Why? Because the ingredient in potatoes is potato, potato, potato. What you'd like to find is a bunch of foods like this where there is no ingredient list. It is literally just the base food. Generally, that stuff is healthy.